Hi and welcome to part 2 of my Stonehearth add-on for Blender series. In this second part I will show how to customize a little bit Blender, how to install the add-on and prepare everything to get your hands on it. And I've started here with loading already Blender in the version 2.69. That's the version I've been using to write the add-on, so you want to download the 2.69 version to ensure that everything works properly. Might work with past versions, but Blender is still under heavily development, so every now and then things are changing, and yeah, I cannot guarantee that all the versions will be supported. So 2.69, that's the important part. If you download the add-on, you should end up with a folder which is looking like this. IO Stonehearth, this will remain the same, and the 071, that's the version, the actual one. So if you download it, open this folder, that's the files which at the moment come with the add-on. You see 4 Python files, which is actually the code for the add-on, and you see 2 JSON files. I will explain a little bit later in this series what this meta JSON files are for. Just a short hint that it is easing the work which you need to do for preparing your models to animate them. For the time being, that's something we don't need to go into too much details in, and just take this folder, copy it to a place which where you find it actually. You can put it into the Blender folder also, and there you will find also a folder for add-ons. That's where I've included it, and I will just show you in a second here in Blender again how to edit from there. Now let's just get away the splash screen. You see here I've loaded already a female worker model or settler into my Blender. Now this will not look like that if you open a standard version of Blender. You want to go here to the top right. There is this plus, click on it, go into display, and then we need to play around here a little bit with the grid layout, because we are exporting the QB files, if you remember from the last video, with a scale of 1.0 from Blender, from Cubicle as an object file, and this will be imported into Blender. And if you do this with the standard layout, then you will have here a huge, really huge object. So let's just, it looks, I think, something like that in the standard settings. So it will look like that, and we don't want this. We want the grid to be larger to really fit our models. So we go here, increase this to 20, that one to 10, and then it looks like a proper working area for us. So you want to change this number, subdivision at 10, and then it looks pretty much like this. You see that I have only one working area here open. You can open other ones. I think for animations, Tom, one of the developer, is working with a setup like that. That's actually what I'm not very much used to. Maybe it will come, maybe not. But yeah, I think that's somehow the setup which he is working. No, that's not a view from top. That must be the view from the front which he has. So something like this is his setup. As mentioned, I'm fine enough with just having one big window to work with. So that's almost it. I have down here opened the timeline. If you click on the icon, you can just choose what should be displayed there. That's the Python console. If we open timeline, I've added here some settings and said that I want to have the timeline ending at 50. Maybe you want to have it at 35 or something. And then you can just center it somewhere, prepare it to your later works. Because what you can do here is now you can go and say File, Save Setup, Startup File, and then every time you start up Blender, the settings will be saved already, so that eases a little bit the pain, and you have just prepared Blender in a way which you like to work later on with. So it makes it a little bit easier, and you save some time to set up all the settings again. So now what we need to do is to load the add-on. What we are going to do is to click here on the icon, go to User Preferences, and here you see the add-ons and the functions in Blender which are deactivated if grayed out, and there is no check mark here, and our add-on will be actually visible in Import Export under this part here. And now, assuming you have put it somewhere on your hard disk where you will find it, click here on Install from File, and you see here I've put it into the Blender folder structure actually. So if I go up, let's go up a little bit, you should have something like a Blender Foundation folder, and there you have a Blender folder. There you will find the version number. There again, click on Scripts, Add-ons, and then you see here some of the add-ons, and I've included also, as you see here, IO Stonehearth 071 into this folder. Now I can click it. Then you need to select the init.py and either double click it or install from File. And if you've done this properly, you should find it here rather on the bottom because it's alphabetically sorted. So here, Import Export Stonehearth add-on. I'm activating it. If you open it, you will find some additional information like the version number and also 2 links to the website which I have uploaded. So you will find there some additional information, but you can also go to the official forum. And one small advice here, please don't download this add-on from any other page than either this official site where I'm uploading it or the official forum from Stonehearth where you will find it also, just to avoid that you download a version which was, I don't know, manipulated by someone or whatever. So as mentioned, here the links, version number, nothing more to see here. We have activated it. You can say here save user settings, that then Blender will remember it. And that's it actually. If you did this, let's go back to the 3D view, then you don't see too much so far. You will recognize some things. Under the file folder or menu here, you have under import now an import Stonehearth JSON option here, and under export you will have the same. So here we can import and export files. We will take a look into this a little bit later in the series. And just a short remark, you probably have here a longer list than that. I have just deactivated the other ones as I don't need them. That's possible again on the user preferences. Just remove that ones which you don't need. And the user interface, if you go here on the right side, you go to the scene part and we'll find here a Stonehearth UI. So that's actually what you can do. You see, I've tried to keep it as simple as possible. So there is a small info panel which shows you if a skeleton file is loaded, if a meta file is loaded. Again, meta file I will explain a little bit later. Then you have 2 buttons to prepare the skeleton and the animation. We've learned in the first video of the series that there is a skeleton file and an animation file. So these 2 buttons are linked to them. And you have also an option to reset these files, 2 indicators showing if the skeleton works fine. Take it with a grain of salt, as it is doing only some basic checks, so better you know what you are doing just to avoid some frustration. And there is a small debugging window here which shows additional information, but again this will be part of the next videos. So far I wanted to show here simply how the structure of the add-on looks like. You see here the different files again. You take this folder, save it somewhere where you find it again. You go to the user preferences and install it from file. Then you will see it here. Ensure that you are on import export, otherwise the list is very long. Activate it, save that settings, and you're ready to go. Over the time, there will be new versions of the add-on available. So what you need to do probably is going here, deactivating this version, installing the new version in the same folder, again clicking on install from file, selecting it, ensuring that it will appear again in this list here, activating it again, and then you will have the new version uploaded. So that will be a little bit, painful, but I hope that the add-on is quite fine already to work with, so you will be not bothered with a daily update here. And yeah, that's it for the time being. So you have hopefully here set it up Blender in a way that you see the model similar like that, and you have the user interface available. You see now I have deactivated the add-on, so you don't see here anything. Just let me fix this. If you click here, it appears again. And you have the user interface. And now let's take in the next videos a short look into how to use it and what you can do with it. Thanks for stopping by, and see you in the next part then.